Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to talk about 5 things we wish we had known before coming to Spain to do van life. We are Shane and Annie and this is our van Fergus. We have been converting it over the last year and now it looks like this. We decided to explore Europe and we are making our way west along the coast of Spain to the Portuguese border, getting lost in narrow country roads, exploring stunning little towns and tasting the local cuisine. Subscribe to join us in our adventure. So tip number 1 is that the police is everywhere. So especially during summer, the police drives around where they know that there's camper vans and they check for 3 things. The first one is that you're parked within the lines. So you have to be very careful that no part of the camper van is overhanging because you can get a fine for that. You could be out of the lines or you can be overhanging on a footpath, and that also counts and you can get a fine for that.
Even though your wheels are in the parking space,
Exactly.
But the back end of your camper van is overhanging, you can get a fine for that.
Yeah. The second thing they check for is camper vans parked in their designated spot. So we're going to talk about this later on. And then the third thing they check, and the main one, is that people are not camping.
So that brings us on to tip number 2, and that is what is considered camping and what is not considered camping. So first of all, what is not considered camping? Now you can use your chucks, and the chucks are used mainly for not letting your vehicle roll away, but if you start using leveling blocks, then they can consider this camping and you can get a fine. I think the rule is that all 4 wheels have to be touching the ground, and then once you start using the leveling blocks, it can get a little bit tricky after that. But what is considered camping is if you put your table and chairs outside, then they'll question you about that, they'll give you a fine. Even if you put out your solar panel, now we got told off in, was it Galicia?
Asturias.
We got told off in Asturias. We were in this big massive car park, there was absolutely nobody around, maybe 2 other camper vans. We put out our solar panel, we had it there for maybe 10 minutes. This woman came on our motorbike, came over to us, told us,
was like,
you're not allowed to put your solar panel outside because that's considered camping. So then we asked, what can we do? And she's like, as long as we don't see it, so we can lay it flat on the roof or anything like that there, just not allowed outside your van. Now some people think that if you put your pop-up roof up, that's considered camping, but it's actually not. So anything that protrudes the vehicle is considered camping, but as long as it doesn't go outside the vehicle, then you're 100%. If you put it an awning, then that's considered camping. So just bear in mind when you pull up to your parking spot, whether you put out your tables, your chairs, solar panels, whatever, that the police can come and question you. And one of our first nights here in Spain, we were with a group of friends and we had our tables and chairs out in between the 2 vans, and the police came and everybody was throwing their chairs away, hiding so that the police wouldn't catch them. So bear that in mind if you are coming to Spain, what is considered camping and not camping. And if you do want to put your tables and chairs or anything outside your van and not get caught, just put it on the side facing away from the police, so if they do come into a car park, their attention is not drawn to it, and you should be 100%. But usually they're not too bad, they'll come over, question you, and if you get a sticky one, they'll give you a fine. So be careful.
Number 3 is be aware of theft. So in some areas, some locals have warned us not to leave any valuables on show in our van because those areas are known for breaking into vans. So when summer starts, some people start making rounds through car parks where there's usually camper vans to try to break into them. So if you can, fit a safe into your van.
And also on Park for Night, if you are looking for somewhere to park, read through the comments, and often other people have already left a comment saying that someone tried to break into the van or someone already has broken into the van. We just read one this morning where we were going to park and some woman said that she was there for 10 minutes, she left and she didn't even leave 100 meters from the van, and by the time she came back somebody had broken in, took her camera and took other valuables as well. And all the police said was that around this time of year certain people do the rounds checking for camper vans, so just be aware of theft if you are parking up here.
So no matter where you are, just follow essential van life safety tips. So even if you're going for 1 minute, lock your van, don't leave anything on show, because 1 minute it's all it takes. So we are going to make a video with some of the van life safety tips that we use.
So make sure you subscribe.
If you've made it this far into the video, please like, and if you're not subscribed, do please, because it helps the channel so much. And now let's continue with the video.
So number 4 on our list is parking your camper van in this designated parking space. So many car parks have designated places, could have maybe 20 of them for camper vans, and if your van is not registered as a camper van, then you shouldn't be parking in there, because the police can come around, they can check whether it's registered as a camper or not, and if it's not, then you're going to get a fine. Similarly, if it is registered as a camper van but you're parked in a car parking space, then you can also get a fine because you're taking up a car park.
If you don't have a Spanish van, I don't know how much they can check, because I think in our car park in Galicia they couldn't check for our
I don't
van.
think they could check for ours, but
I'm not sure.
But the people beside us, they were registered as a camper van, but parked in a normal car parking space, but they were in the van at the time, so the police just warned them to move on. But if they hadn't been in the van, they would have got a fine. So if you do pull up to a car parking space, just double check that there is designated places for your camper van, so you'll not end up getting a fine. But if there's nothing around, then you should be 100%.
Also, a tip for knowing if you should be parked there or not is, as we said before, if your van is overhanging, just don't park there, because the police will fine you for that.
Usually the ones in the car parks are that wee bit longer, so that your van doesn't be overhanging. So number 5 on our list is the services that are provided for emptying your black water, your grey water, and refilling up with fresh water. And we've travelled a lot of Ireland in our van, and Ireland is terrible for this here, because there's nowhere around that you can properly dispose of your water and refill your water. But nearly every service station here in Spain has some sort of facility for camper vans. So you have areas that you can empty your toilet water, you can empty your grey water from your sink, you can fill up with fresh drinking water. All for majority of them are all free. Some of them do require that maybe you top up your diesel by maybe €30. Some are only €5, but majority of them are free. So if you are worried about coming to Spain and having the issue of emptying your water and everything, you'll be 100%. They're everywhere. Just use the app Park for Night and you can filter through and you can see places that allow you to do all these services free of charge. So no need to worry in that case.
So if you do use the services that some petrol stations have there for free, we do recommend filling up with diesel or buying something in the shop just to support this initiative, because it does cost them a bit of money and it's just to support the shop.
Another one is when we're living in a van, we have noticed that the amount of plastic waste that you generate is ridiculous, and all along Spain there is containers for plastics, for paper, for recycling, for every sort of thing you can think of. There's bins everywhere, not like Ireland where you have one wee small bin trying to fit everything into it, which is not possible. So that's one major thing about Spain, is the services that it provides for camper vans. There you have it, guys. That is today's video. Thanks for watching.
So if you know any other van life tip for Spain, please leave it down in the comments so we can learn from each other.
Not even Spain, but anywhere in the world.
Anywhere, yeah,
just leave the tips down below. And as always, hit the like button, subscribe. It helps the channel out a lot and it doesn't cost anything. But until the next one, thanks for watching and we'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye.